Hi. Just a quick one. Many people are getting caught up with the whole fiasco taking place in Washington just now, between the heightened state of alert because there are concerns about more uprisings, not just in the capital, but in different parts of the country. Interestingly, not it's not just folks in the US who are keeping an eye on what's going on anymore. People around the world are keeping an eye on it. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't know precisely what's going on today because I have not had a chance to take a look at anything seriously in the context of the news. But what I wanted to say is not like I'm not trying to give you new information here. That's not what I do. Not because I wouldn't like to. It's just not what I do. What I want to do here is to remind you of something, remind every one of us of something. And that is the fact that, well, and apologies for the shaky video. My stand broke, so apologies for that. But if you would just excuse that for a moment and just pay heed to what I'm saying, the the thing I want to remind us of is that our hope is not in this life. Technically speaking, it doesn't matter what happens to Trump. Technically speaking, it doesn't matter what happens with Biden. Technically speaking, it doesn't matter what happens with Boris Johnson, Nicola Sturgeon, Angela Merkel, Mr. Macron, General Buhari. Doesn't matter what happens to any of these people as much as it matters that your hope is not in this life. In 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 19, the Bible says, if only in this life we have hope, then we have all men most miserable. If only in this life we have hope, then we have all men most miserable. In Hebrews chapter 11 verse 10, the Bible says something. Let me just transfer to this hand briefly, and I'll read to you what it says there. So in Hebrews 11 verse 10, it says, for he looked for a city. So I'll read from verse 8. It says, by faith Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed, and he went out, not knowing whither he went. By faith he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. For he looked for a city which hath foundations, whose builder and maker is God. For he looked for a city which hath foundations, whose builder and maker is God. Friends, I want to tell you this. Listen, don't place your hope in this life. Don't place your hope in a job or in your job. Don't place your hope, don't lose hope because you don't have a job, and don't feel too good with yourself because you have a job. Don't feel too cool about your millions, and don't feel desperate because you've not yet made your millions. Don't feel too cool because you got some intelligence report that says somehow Trump is going to get in, or feel bad because somehow you got to discover, oh, it's inevitable, Biden's going to get in, and vice versa. This is not a case of saying one is better than the other, because there's a part of me that actually wonders if we're looking at two sides of the same coin. And essentially what I'm saying is that what if everything that is going on is all happening according to a plan? But that's not my purpose here. I'm not trying to analyze what's going on in the States. I'm trying to tell you, well, take a look again, it might be different. I'm saying even if Trump is a good guy, even if Biden is a bad guy, even if Biden is a good guy, even if Trump is a bad guy, all that matters is that your hope is not in this life, but in the next life. The one whose city has foundations, whose maker and builder is God. Let that be where your hope is, friends. I'm going to speak about a different subject soon. This is with regard to the kingdom. There's a few things I want to address in that respect, but I can't do it now because it's quite a big one. Not that it's going to be long, but it's quite big. Anyway, take care. God bless you. Bye.